Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft with Niceberg. It is good to have you back in Minecraft and back in our little world here. So I am finishing up the bulk storage area of our sorting system, and I mentioned that this was going to come in last time, so this is going to be all of our variations and other kinds of things, right? We've got like blackstone variations here, diorite variations and granite and things like that, stone variations. And over here, we will have a bulk storage for all of the primary ones. So blackstone, netherrack, stone, cobblestone, things like that, just big chests of those things. And so that's the plan over here. And I am finishing up kind of the front facing part of this, carrying the blackstone through a little bit. And I have been through several iterations of this version, or of this area and this space. And it is now just taking up basically this corner of the area. It was at one time stretched across this whole side. And so I had two sides to the whole thing. And so what I think is going to happen now is, rather than have two massive sides, or three sides actually, because I was going to use this side as well, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to create a little niche of a storage area over here for all of those non-stackable items that we've got, armor and things like that. So those are going to end up coming into chests over here. And eventually, I don't have it put together yet, but there will be a shulker box loader over here that will drop all of those items in shulker boxes into this double chest. I'll be able to grab them from the double chest and take them over here really quickly and place them in places. So there's still quite a bit of work to do in this area. And we're not going to do it all in this episode because I want to do some other things as well. But one thing that we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in a shulker box unloader system here. This bulk sorter is designed by Mazecraft. Link is in the description. I've modified it just a little bit to fit into the corner and do some of the things that I need it to be able to do, but inspired by him, and I think it's a really smart design. So 16 double chests down here is representative of 16 different items that we can put in the bulk storage, and it's about 2.5 large chests plus the hoppers worth of storage, which I think is enough. After I built this system and I'm starting to sort things, I'm like, man, I probably could have only made this 3 high and it would have been totally fine. Would have absolutely been enough storage for me. And so with the bulk storage, I know that I'm probably going to regret not having more, but I'm happy with what I've got. So that'll work. Now, in order to get all this to sort right, we need to be able to get a shulker unloader here that inputs to that hopper all the way up there. And so we'll use just a little dropper elevator really quickly, and we'll put that in here together. So I think I'm in the right spot here. We'll tower up with droppers, and if I can get them to click right, there we go. Let's get up here. It's raining, that's noisy. And one, and then the last one will actually face into that hopper there. Along the side of those, we'll drop some iron blocks all the way to the very tippy top. And then we'll come back with observers. I don't have any observers. I must have used them all. All right, let's go make some observers real quick. Hopefully 23 will be enough. The first observer we will face, actually, I think I could do this in this direction. Let's check and make sure. So basically what happens with this particular dropper elevator, okay, I had one more comparator and one more repeater. And this is why I need my storage fixed. Well, I had to go make a repeater. Apparently I lost it. That's okay. What we need is a comparator, and that comparator is going to check and see if there's anything in that dropper, and then we'll have a repeater come out when it gets a signal. See, yeah, this is just right, and that torch isn't going to do anything there. If I had put, right, if that was redstone, that was going to be a problem, but because it's a repeater, that will work for us. And then from here, we do observers straight up, all the way to the tippy top again, And that's got to face down. Let's get a better angle on it there. There we go. And one more. Uh-oh. Okay, let's punch a hole in the roof real quick. It's raining. Let's hope that... yeah, let's get down here before any baddies can get a hold of us. There we go. So all the way to the tip top there. I guess I got to remember not to put any redstone there. That's okay. And now down towards the bottom, we put observers all the way down that are facing those first observers. And so as the first observer gets triggered with the redstone that comes through, you get a little redstone pulse there. With this comparator repeater action, what you get is you get a little redstone pulse that flashes in front of that observer, and because of that, that observer changes state, then this one does, and then this one changes because that one did, and that one back there changed because that one did, and then it pulses each of these droppers up vertically until at the very tip top it gets pulsed and it will shoot into that hopper. So what we'll see in just a second here, I've got all these locked. So what we should see is it'll get stuck in like that second hopper. So if we toss in a piece of redstone, we see it shoom, 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 all that go all the way to the tip top. And we climb up here, and it should be in here. It should be in here. Yeah, there it is. All right. So that's how that item elevator works. We have another one of those over on the other side, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. But that's all we need for now. Now we need an input into this dropper, and I think we're going to put the input just kind of on this side of the build. So we'll come in and we'll drop shulker boxes over here to unload. They will unload, and then we'll be able to pick them up. I have this grand plan, and I'll tell you about it in a little bit, but right now I'm just going to worry about getting the shulker boxes unloaded and stored in a chest over here so that we can get this system all working. So I'll be back with you in just a moment. All right, now the next part of this is a little difficult and going to be a little tricky for me. I don't always get this right the first time, so I'm going to try really hard, but I think we're going to come out 1, 2 blocks, and because we got to put a little bit of stuff over here. So this is where our shulkers are going to drop and unload, and the items will go into the dropper elevator and shoot up into the system. Now, from there, what we need is just a handful of things. First of all, we're going to put a regular piston facing in. That will eventually break the shulker boxes. Back here, we're going to do a... oh no, we actually need two... We need 2 layers back here. So I need to add... Oh no, something dropped up there that I don't know if I need it or if it's just something that's nothing. Oh yeah, I do need it. Yeah, see? There we go. All right, so I need 2 layers back here because I just realized I need another comparator. BRB. All right, so this is where the shulker box will actually get placed. We need a comparator that's going to read its contents. We need a block behind it, and I think for now we're going to use an iron block. No, we don't put a block back there. That is the sticky piston, and an observer facing away goes on top of that. Now, right above that, comparator is where the block goes, and we also need another block to the side of that comparator. That is where our regular piston goes. That will actually break this stuff. Next to this block goes a dispenser facing down, and we will get our shulker boxes into that dispenser. It'll shoot them down, it'll unload, and then it will unload, once they're unloaded, this piston here will fire, and it will push the empty shulker boxes into this chest right here. That's it. right? Like that's it. So let me get a shulker box loaded up here, or maybe we get two. I'm going to set a couple of our filters in this first set here. I think I'll actually probably set all 4 filters or all 8 filters in this first set here. And then we'll run a couple of shulker boxes through that's got a stack of whatever in it, and we'll see if it's working right. Watching back that last clip, I realized I'd forgotten a really important part of this, and that is a redstone dust right there on that lower one next to that piston. Otherwise, the piston's not going to fire and nothing's going to work there. So I think that'll work. The other thing that I realized as I was getting ready to set filters and everything was that I really need to actually do all 16 filters right now. And the reason is because the way the items run through this system, it tries to put things in these top 4 chests first, these top 4 chests second, these chests third, and these chests fourth. And that's kind of how it runs through. It's a little snake pattern kind of thing, right? And the reason that I actually need to do all 16 is because it's easier for me to think about how to load this up from the bottom up. Because in a moment, we're going to make another small change to this design that actually gives the bottom 4 chests another double chest worth of space to store things. And so I want things down there that are going to be pretty common. So for me in my world, I feel like stone, dirt, and sand from the overworld are 3 really common things that I'm going to need a lot of space for. And of course, netherrack from the nether is another thing that I'm going to need a lot of space for. Those are the things that we tend to get a lot of when we're digging and doing things, right? And then in the second level, third level, and fourth level are going to be items that we get a lot of while we're digging, but maybe not quite as much. So cobblestone, if I'm not using a silk touch pick, then we'll get a bunch of cobblestone, but that'll go there. Blackstone, as you're going through a basalt delta, if we're tearing something down on purpose, then that'll go there. I don't have anything set in these 2, but one of those I think needs to be cobbled deep slate. Needs to go in there, and that's going to be in that chest. And I'm putting this stuff in the chest right now just so that I kind of keep track of it. Oh, you know what? I was actually going to put cobbled deep slate here, and I was going to put grass over the top of the dirt blocks. Just I like something about the about both of those being close together. There's some blackstone. So here are other things that I think that will go in these chests: regular granite, regular diorite, regular andesite. So I'm going to pop over here. We've already got those filtered, but granite, diorite, and andesite. Really, we've only got 2 of those. Oh, wow. Okay. So those, I think, we're getting some nether stuff here, except for the stone and cobble. So let's put the rest of this overworld kinds of things over here. So we've got, this really doesn't matter at all where I'm putting these. So granite, diorite, and then andesite up there. And what should go in that other bulk storage area? Let's think for a second. You know what other makes me nervous? But I think they're just burning up there. I think the other overworld block that we're going to put in here is bamboo. We don't really have a place for bamboo blocks. We've got a place for bamboo, and quite frankly, we're going to need to make a bamboo farm, a much larger bamboo farm than what we have right now. Over here, we're going to put basalt, a basalt area there. I think that's good. And we've still got 3 chests. Like, what bulk storage do we want to do? I don't want to put any wood over here because we've got bulk storage wood at the tree farm. And so I don't feel like I need to be, transporting wood back over here for bulk storage. I guess we could do some prismarine blocks or something like that in this space, but I don't know that we've got enough of them to really warrant it. The same is true of iron. Like, we've got the iron farm behind, and we've also got the iron farm over there, both of which have some pretty decent amount of storage with them, although they're both completely full at this point. So tough and gravel definitely need to go in there. Those are things that we're going to get quite a bit of as we dig through places. So let's add gravel and tough. Those are 2 good ones. I don't know if it'll ever fill up, but that's a thought there. I think the last one we'll do is iron blocks. I really don't feel like that's a storage item that we need to store because, again, we've got them all, but we've got a lot of them and I've got a spot here. I'm telling you right now that I'm actually kind of enjoying this storage a little more than this one, but I don't know how practical it would be to have something like this for, as many items as I can store over there. So may have to think about that a little bit, but that's okay. All right, let me throw some shulker. Oh no, we need to go ahead and set the filters over here. So on the bottom, we need stone, netherrack, cobble, and blackstone. So let's go ahead and grab one of stone, netherrack, cobble, and blackstone. And the way the impulse sort of works, you just come into the second level here. This is our stone. We'll put 4 items. These need to be able to stack to 64. Make sure that they stack to 64. Otherwise, it won't work right. We're going to drop that in there. These 4 items need to be things that you're not going to run through this system. So it's entirely possible that white, or what is this? I think it's white glass panes will go through the system at some point, but I've renamed them as storage filler, so they're not going to go through. So that is our stone. The next one over should be the cobblestone. So again, we'll do 4 of those and the cobblestone. If we just want to check and make sure, the stone has come in here, cobblestone has dropped in there. And in these 3 shulker boxes here, we have just a whole bunch of the blocks that are supposed to go into this storage area right here. So we're going to go ahead and break them and toss them into the system. Now, I've done something over here that I don't know if it's going to work consistently, so I hope I don't break anything, but I think it will work either way. So I'm going to put 2 of the boxes in the dispenser, and the third one we kind of have to prime it by placing the last one. So I've got a comparator reading from the dispenser. So when this light is on, it means that there's a shulker box, at least 1 shulker box left in the dispenser. So when the light goes off, whatever's here is the last one that we've got. And that lets us know, what we can load or not. So what I'm nervous about is that it's not always going to get this hopper to suck it up. If this hopper pulls the shulker box, it's going to run through all of the filters up there. And I think what should happen is it will eventually end up over in the unstackable items box, which is fine for now. When we get the shulker box unloader done over there, that will be a problem because shulkers can't go in shulkers, right? So, but for now, it is not an issue. So let's go ahead and see how well this works. Place it down. That fires. We should start. If I put the hopper back in, we start to see the item elevator working there and sending things up. I have no idea what was first up, and we can't open the box because of everything there, but let's go ahead and see if we can find where the items are going. It's the grass. All right, so we've got grass going in, and it looks like this is going to work a-okay. So I'm going to sit here and let this finish up. We're going to see how the unloader works here and whether or not all of our shulkers get put into the chest here. Again, I'm a little nervous with the slab there that it's going to, that the first hopper might grab a couple. But let's go ahead and let it run and see how it works. And we'll find out together. Oops, didn't think about this. So this observer now is staring into our droppers. And anytime that dropper fires, it changes the status of this observer and keeps firing this dispenser and hitting our piston as well. I've also only got 1 shulker box in here, and it also only unloaded 2 shulker boxes because of that issue that I just said. So when the first box dropped, this piston kept firing. The second box got broken basically immediately. What I don't know is where those 2 shulker boxes are in the system. They have not come through, unless maybe they have since I came over here and checked. Maybe it just took them a while. but they aren't in the unsorted or uncategorized, and they also aren't in the unstackables items. So I now have to figure out in the like 150 hoppers or so that I placed in this stinking system, where they are and how they got there and why they didn't advance past where they are. Well, here's the good news. I found them. They are all sitting right here along with this deep slate, which I intentionally put in to not to make sure that all of this was working and things would go where they go. And it's because I've got this observer facing the wrong way. So, man, I'm really glad that I'm assuming that what I wanted to have happen would have actually happened if I had not, screwed that up. So hopefully now that works out. It apparently did not fire when I went ahead and did that, so that's okay. So let's go ahead and pull those out, and we're going to try this again. I'm going to unload these chests. I'm going to load those 3 shulker boxes in there, and I think I might have a little fix for this issue here where the shulker boxes might get taken up by the item elevator, and I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm going to try and put that in place, and we will see how well it works out. I am ready to test this again, and of course I've made a change, so hopefully it works. I have added right here, kind of at the turn, a shulker box filter. So at this point right in here, items will go into the dropper, will get shot towards the shulker box. If they're actually items, they'll go into the shulker box, they'll go through the bottom. If they're shulkers, they should drop down here and go straight over here to the system. So any empty shulker boxes that accidentally get dropped in here don't necessarily have to run all the way through the system. I don't know if that's really that important. It just means that maybe if we need to, I can get rid of this piece over here because we could use that filter, and rather than run them through that system where the items are all going, I could actually limit that a little, take that a little bit higher, and we could run it around to where our shulker box unloader or our shulker box loader actually will be. So there are some options there. We're going to go ahead and load this up again. We've got the light. I've moved it away 1. And so let's see if this works out any better for us. Here we go. We go ahead and load it, and our item elevator starts going. Again, I have no idea what it started with. But let's see if we can find the first items that are getting sorted here in our bulk storage. Sand, it looks like, because I did have them all empty. So looks like sand was getting sorted first. No idea what was next. I did kind of mix them up. There's grass. Yep, grass is coming in. All right, we're going to let this run. I'm going to keep an eye here on the shulker box unloader and see what we see here when all this happens and make sure that it all works all right. It is taking its time, but it is working. The first shulker box did not land in the chest. It got sucked up by that first hopper, and it took a little time back here with the filter, but it did eventually kind of weed it out, right, and put it in the right place. So now things get backed up here a little bit as the dispenser or the dropper here, the clock times and fires, and it's a little slower than everything else. And then, of course, the droppers drop from a random spot once they all get started to load up. So it's loading and dropping at kind of different rates and things like that. But it does eventually get things taken care of here. So pretty soon we'll see the dropper throw the shulker box out. Okay, another shulker box came in. So it's not dispensing that. It's just, they dispense randomly, right? But it hasn't dispensed either one of those yet, or dropped either one of those yet. We've got something coming in over here: hoppers, nether quartz, redstone dust. All the things that don't get sorted in the bulk storage are on their way over here to the multi-item sorter. So that's good. I'm liking that. That's working right. But we have all this stuff stuck in this dropper now, and I don't like that. So I'm going to go ahead and break that redstone real quick and see if we can't get that to pull out of there. If I take this filter out, it's still going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out of here. I'm going to replace this shulker box with a chest, and we now have a working bulk storage system that will feed over into the multi-item sorter system, anything that doesn't belong. So that's good. I will take that for now. If we pull that out, this will work just fine. Once we get the shulker loader started over there, we will need to work a shulker box filter into the system somewhere. That could happen maybe right in here. It could maybe happen over here even when it comes around the corner. Maybe we could use this space for that shulker box unloader. Well, I don't feel like we got a whole lot done here today, but we did build a shulker unloader and an item elevator together, and we had to troubleshoot some things with this design. I hope you enjoyed seeing those things come together, and hopefully this will really get finished up within the next episode or two. I'm going to continue sorting items, and hopefully maybe by the time we're together again next time, this room is a little bit cleaner and we've got some more space in here. So that's my goal over the next couple of days, is to try and get this room cleaned up now that we've got bulk storage and our multi-item sorter ready to go. Thanks for coming along today, and until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you.